I'd done lunch with some friends, gotten my hair and nails done at my favorite salon, and then hit the mall. Now I was fighting gridlock to get back to the White House. After flicking a nervous gaze at the clock on the dashboard, I cringed. "We're late," my Secret Service agent Stuart announced from the passenger seat. "I'm well aware of that, Mom. You've been telling me for the last half hour." I swear, having a Secret Service agent was like having my mother shadowing me 24/7. It was the one thing I truly loathed about Dad being president. That, and hearing negative things said about him. Stuart grumbled something under his breath. He hated when I called him Mom. Since he was a 6'5", 250-pound hulking man, he didn't appreciate the analogy that he was a nagging mother. He also hated that I insisted on driving myself. But when Dad had been elected president, I'd vowed I wasn't going to let my life change. There were many times when I had to be driven to an event by an agent, but this wasn't one of those times. I felt like your normal 20-something when I was behind the wheel. Well, apart from the extensive sweep of the car before I unlocked the door. Nothing screamed subtle when a man in a dark suit and sunglasses combed your car for devices in the mall parking lot. Turning to Stuart, I batted my eyelashes. "Don't you have some sort of siren in your briefcase we could use?" "We're not abusing the office." "You're such a hard-ass, Stuart," I muttered. After glancing at his phone, he said, "We can save 5 minutes if you take 17th Street. Flipping on my blinker, I replied, "I'm on it." I wasn't completely a stranger to having a family bodyguard. With Dad in the Senate, he often hired people to watch after my mom, brothers, and me while he was away in Washington. It was one thing to have someone assigned to the family, but it was a completely different ballgame having someone, or a team of 4 someones, following your every move. I'd been finishing up my graduate degree in internal relations at Oxford when Dad received the nomination for president. That's when Stuart and his team were introduced into my life. When Dad had been elected, my team had grown to 6 agents. Thankfully, they weren't all protecting me at once. Usually, it was just one agent at a time. Although they never said it, I couldn't imagine protecting me was an exciting job. Sure, they had been able to experience life in jolly old England while occasionally getting to dress in plain clothes to attend a party or have a pint at a pub. Most of the time, though, they were sitting through my lectures or watching me work on schoolwork in the library. Thrilling stuff. With Stuart's direction help, I finally turned into the White House gates and eased my Range Rover up to the security stand. "Good evening, Caroline," Terrence, the gate attendant, said. With a smile, I replied, "Good evening, Terrence. How are you doing today?" "Good, thanks. You?" "I'm just fine, thank you." Terrence smiled. "We're going to miss you around here when you leave on Monday." "Thanks. I'm going to miss you guys, too." "You be sure to take good care of yourself." "I will. Same to you." Once Terrence waved us through the gate, I drove along the pathway over to the VIP entrance. That's where the family, along with VIP guests like foreign dignitaries, entered the White House. After I parked, I reached over for my purse and then tossed my key fob inside. Stuart was already out of the car and around to my side before I could even open the door. Even though I was fully capable of doing it myself, he insisted he help me enter and exit the car every time we went somewhere. I was sure in his mind, he envisioned some masked marauder grabbing me if he wasn't there to stop it. After opening the Rover's hatch, I started weighing down my arms with bags. "Will you please let me help you?" he asked exasperatedly. "I've got it." "You make me look bad." "Stuart, while it might be your job to open doors for me and escort me to and from the car, it's not your job to carry my shit." "While that's true, it is my job to ensure you don't faceplant on the marble floor before you get to the elevator." Before I could argue with him that I wasn't that klutzy, he dipped his head and pressed his finger to his earpiece. "The family just headed into the dining room." Shit. I really was late if everyone was already going into the dining room. "Just let me drop this off in my room, then I'll be there." He gave me a pointed look. "Or you could let me take them and you go on and meet your father." Since it was fruitless to argue, I sighed. Fine. After handing over the mountain of bags, I chose to use the stairs, so